was what we were booked in for and had been for months. Then we knowing we were coming in, I was at a Save the Children benefit luncheon a few weeks ago, and George Bush took the place of the Secretary of State, Schultz, for a speech that Schultz was supposed to have given, but he was shipped out to the Mideast. So before George went on stage to give his speech honoring Save the Children, he was in the back, in the holding area, and back in the kitchen, really, with all these Secret Service guys around, and a personal friend of his and mine got me back to see him, and I said hello. The first time I've seen him in a few years in person, and so I said, "Hi, George, how you doing?" And we took a picture together, and we talked a little bit. And I said, "You know, June 12th is your birthday, you know, George, and we're going to be in Washington. What about the Beach Boys play for your birthday party?" He says, "You would do that?" I said, "Of course we'd do that. You're the vice president." So it was just a real fun thing. It was kind of like it reminded me of a fraternity party. It was just a bunch of people having fun. It was great. There were 100 people there maybe, and there were 1,000 people maybe at the White House, and there were 50,000 people at RFK Stadium. It got progressively smaller. Do you think we're in trouble?
Mike, who are you?
Mike Love, Michael Edward Love, founder and chairman of the board of the Love Foundation. I'm a singer in a rock and roll band called the Beach Boys, noted for my lyrical and conceptual contribution and my on-stage performance, singing the lead on a lot of songs which you might have heard.
And your father, and a humanitarian.
Father, well, hopefully a humanitarian. Yes, I am. I'm very concerned with the evolution of the planet, and I have reached the conclusion through the practice of the TM program and the advanced TM City program, the Transcendental Meditation, which I've been practicing since 1967. I've come to the conclusion that is on the basis of my individual practice and first-hand knowledge of other people practicing it in groups, that it is a method which can help and will stabilize regions, eliminate stress and tension, and actually contribute to the realization of the goal of world peace. Nothing short of that. And so there are many, many indicators of TM's efficacy, and in other words, that it works in rehabilitation of prisoners. Recidivism goes down 30 and 40% with just a simple practice of 20 minutes twice a day of a very, very simple technique, which is easy to learn and can be learned by anyone. And the reversal of the aging process that takes place, some great things that research being done by medical science and how TM helps reverse aging process, and also drug abuse and alcohol abuse. All that's diminished or demolished through the practice of TM. It's a very simple technique, and when I first learned it in December of 1967, along with the other guys in Paris, Norman Rishi taught us back in December '67. The first impression I got was that it was so simple that anybody can learn it, and if only everyone could learn it, the whole world would be different, just in terms of relaxation alone. And the beautiful thing is not only just a relaxation technique, it's a mind-expanding type of thing, which gives you more mental energy, it gives you more actual physical endurance. It gives you the wherewithal to not only compete in life's arena, but to excel, to win. And I'm very competitive, and we've been going at this for 22 years with the Beach Boys. And there's one thing you need to survive in a rock group for 22 years is to dissolve stress and tension within the individual, and to have energy and creativity.
We could use a lot of that here, too. Has anyone in Washington, have you been talking to people here, or telling them that that's a good idea?
I'm a teacher of Transcendental Meditation. I talk to everyone about it that's interested. That's my vocation. My avocation is the Beach Boys. You know, the Beach Boys is like a hobby by now. I mean, it's easy. We go out on stage and for a couple hours in the evening. We'll sing songs of, sunshine songs about beaches and cars and girls and schools, and a bit more reflective stuff like we're doing John Lennon's song Imagine. And I say a few words about hunger and world peace, just a few words on stage. But pointing out, for instance, that the U.S. government still managed to find billions of dollars to pay farmers not to plant when hundreds of millions of people around the world are in trouble and they need help eating. They're starving. And what I would like to see change in the United States is that we begin to put the farmers back to work and pay them to plant. If we can pay them not to plant, we can certainly pay them to plant, and do some sort of international bartering thing where maybe people of countries that have a lot of time on their hands because they're poor and they're out of work, maybe they contribute some time to some peaceful projects that, and we'll contribute some food in trade for their man hours, which could help us increase America's productivity immensely. And I would love to initiate that program. I'd love to be a part of that with the Love Foundation. So I want to do practical things, resourceful things, and things that work, and things that have very big impact on the world. And I hope that the Beach Boys celebrity can be used for the greater good of mankind. I think that would be the fulfillment of our career.
Do you hope that your son, Christian Love, will carry on with some of your work?
Yes, I think he will. He's surfing right now, so he's getting his skills together. And he plays soccer.
Does he sing?
He sings. He makes up songs. He's a great kid. He's a beautiful young man. He's very, very, very... He's a fox or a babe. He's a good-looking boy.
What do you
He's very athletic and very intelligent and very sensitive.
What do you want to be remembered for? If people could choose, what would you choose for people to say about you after you're all gone, or after your physical presence is gone?
That I lived up to my name.
This is Dale Matthews in Washington, D.C. with Mike Love.